Hello, welcome. Look who we have here.
It's me.
Warlock and Key. How you doing?
I am great. I am currently, right now, trying to mute my Telegram so it doesn't keep making sounds during this very important interview. That, of course, is just a bit. I'm not that unprepared. I'm not that unprofessional. That's just
Oh
a joke.
no,
I'm a funny guy.
definitely. You're amazing. You're the most famous person on Hedera. You've surpassed Lehman Bear now. Congratulations.
I always knew it would happen. When I came onto the Hedera network and bought $5,000 worth of HBAR at 21 to 23 cents, I knew back then this is all going to pay off. This is
And
not,
it
it did
will.
not pay off investment wise though.
It will very soon, Warlock. Don't you
I
worry,
hope.
alright? And I want to start this show out. I didn't even do an intro because it's that time. You saw the thumbnail, you saw the title, you know what you're here for. 3 months ago, not 3 years ago, 3 months ago was December, Christmas time. Warlock, how was your Christmas? Did you tell your family about GRELF?
No, I did not actually. Most of them know about it. I talked about it a lot more the first run up that happened.
Sure.
It's been a little quiet after that first run up until recently.
Yeah.
I didn't talk about it too much. People know about it. They don't really understand it. Was not talking a bunch about growth over the holidays. I think maybe to one or two people, but my family is not exactly the tech savvy kind. It would have not been a pleasant conversation. Would
It
have
would have
been
been a very
painful.
confusing conversation, and now it'd be even more confusing considering the recent price action of GRELF. But outside of all that, congratulations. You really deserve it. Your hard work, your consistency is really showing that it's paying off. And at the end of the day, you really just made this for fun and games. It wasn't anything special. It was just an old guy who was supposed to be anti everything on Hedera, it seemed.
I think the mission statement has been accomplished at this point. Yeah, it's nice that I can accurately claim that I did it as a joke. I did do it as a
Of
joke.
course. 2 years ago proves it all.
But if someone makes one now on Hedera, even if they are doing it as a joke, they've seen what Grelf has done, and at least a part of them is like, "Ooh, baby, I'm gonna make monies." Whereas like the first 6 months of Grelf, it was like a flat line. Then it had its random pump, and then it dumped, and it was pretty much at a flat line for another 6 months. And now this stuff's happening, which I guess is because I don't know why. I kept at it through all the bad times. Like, I still think he's funny. I was going to be happy if we got to the previous all time high, which I think was around 40 cents, 2.5 million market cap. I was going to be stoked. I actually was working on a video when we hit 3 million market cap to be like, look at us, we surpassed stuff. Like, it was going to be fun. And then I had to cancel it because I can't talk about 3 million market cap when I'm at seven.
Exactly. You sure can't. That's incredible. Wow. And I can only imagine what it feels like to just see that entire run up. What it reminds me of, because of how low the supply is of the Growth token, it's like Growth is the quant of Hedera. That's what I look at it like. You compare utility aside, tech aside, everything, it just comes down to just the supply of the token and it being in the millions. And with the supply that low, it's almost inevitable that if you're able to gain traction, you're able to retain an audience and obtain some sort of following. I wouldn't say it's inevitable, but I'd say it's more likely with that low of a supply to see such incredible price action almost. Would you say the same?
Right. It's funny because honestly, a point of criticism I get a lot is the supply. It's not common for meme coins. Usually, meme coins are very high
Trillions.
supply. And I get it. The people have told me the same argument over and over again. I've heard it. I can't do anything about it. I can't increase the supply. It's the keys are all burned. It's a fixed token. But yeah, the idea is psychologically, you want to hold a lot of something. You want to see it like eat zeros, which to me, it's like you can just see it eat zeros by moving a like invisible decimal point. It's the same thing. But yeah, I get it. You want to hold a lot of a meme coin, but I made it as a joke, buddy. Sorry, I can't do anything about it. It's over. And if we're being frank, the idea that it's a huge limiting factor obviously ain't the case.
Yeah. Or yeah.
Sorry. I like it because it's easy to keep track of the price.
Yeah.
When there's like more than three zeros, like my brain shuts off.
It's a good
I
point.
just can't focus.
Some points, if you check out like TradingView and whatnot, if you see some of these meme coins and it's like the zeros are so many you can't even comprehend the actual number the price is because the zeros go on for so long.
Yeah, and it's
Outside
oh
of
my,
that,
they compare this to other things. They
yeah,
have a bunch of zeros too. It's confusing to me, but I do have a quite a small brain.
don't we all? The food we eat's rotting all of our brains away, but that's another conversation to be had. How you been though? Where's your head at right now with everything that you've just recently witnessed within these past 1 to 2 months? Not even
Uh,
really. It's been less than a month.
yeah, a lot of people probably think that I'm dancing up and down the halls. It's not the case. It's really weirdly stressful. I was a lot more calm when we were just like doing nothing.
Yeah.
Because once everybody got over the fact that it was dumping, and it's just like plodding along. It's just make a meme, like do something fun, join a Twitter Spaces, grelf, be silly. At this point, it's becoming a thing. It's becoming very serious, which taking this guy seriously to me is uh, nearly impossible.
Nearly.
But yeah, I'm having meetings with people about GRELF. I'm joining developer groups and things. And I'm not a developer, I'm a guy that made a ugly bald man token. I've been having stress dreams with GRELF in it. I have stress dreams like at least once a week relating to, oh no, something happened. I imagined something. It was funny. We had a recent dip, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, look, it's over." I'm like, "Bro, like it went from 50 cents to $1, and then over the next few days, it went from $1 to about $1.40, and then it dumped back to $1. I'm not sweating, bro. Have you seen that chart? Goodness gracious. Like, I don't care so much about the price as much as I care about how other people feel about the price and people freaking out or freaking out at me. I mean, I'm not a millionaire. I'm not making like a bunch of money. A lot of people seem to assume that. Yes, I have taken some profit out of the thing that I devoted nearly 2 years of my life to. Sorry, I guess I'm not a saint, but not nearly as much as people seem to assume. I sell very small amounts, sparsely. Even if I tried to sell my entire bag, like I would only get like less than 30% of it. And my reputation at this point is worth a lot more than the money I'd get from selling all my growth. Hopefully that makes you feel better. I don't know.
No, you're completely right. And you're also one of the most you dox yourself. There's no hiding who you are at the end of the day anymore. Most of these meme coins on Hedera, most of them arguably aren't necessarily doxed at all, besides maybe in the back end. They might show their face to some teams here and there, but they're very picky with who they want to show the world, what they're creating and what their product may be. But I really like your personality and who you are. And based off of none of this is financial advice at the end of the day, but 2 days from now, 2 years ago, March 8th, 2022, we hosted our first show. And I believe then Growth token was in existence. And I went back and looked at the price of Growth back then. Let me tell you, if I would have just thrown a measly whatever amount of money I wanted at it, it would have been 100x by now. And just to think about that, even though I was delusional then, I thought growth was the funniest thing, but the most incompetent thing, and I would never throw a dime at this thing because look at it. It's a photo of an elf that is angry. He wants to terrorize Hedera Hashgraph, but he also wants to bring peace at the same time. But just thinking of that, it really it goes to show that not everything is utility based. But you can have things that work like Doge, like Shiba Inu, and people are comparing Grelf to Doge nowadays on Hedera, it seems, and many other prominent popular meme coins that are circulating on many other chains. But it seems that there can be some. If I was in your shoes, to be honest, Warlock, I'd be scared right now because of how much volume is being circulated and whatnot, and how many more eyes are starting to be viewing at you or viewing you currently speaking, you're starting to be a lot more popular. Not necessarily for the wrong reasons, but in the eyes of maybe the SEC, maybe the wrong reasons. On that,
My thoughts on the SEC thing, GRELF doesn't have any utility.
any sort of ICO or anything like that. Yeah,
No, it's a ugly bald man token.
yeah.
Luckily, Gary Gensler is also bald.
So,
So there's some brotherhood there. I think he'd be cool with Gerbert. I think the two could hang out, is what I'm saying. For people who don't know, the full name of the mascot is Gerbert the Grelf. Everybody just calls him Grelf, which I don't correct because I think it's funny. It's like the equivalent of just saying, "Hey, human." Um, I'm cool with it. Do whatever you want. Anyway, just thought I'd explain that. I'm not
disrespecting you.
super worried. If I have to pay taxes, I'll pay them, baby. It's fine. It's fine. I don't say Grelf does anything. It is what it is. A lot of meme coins are trying to add utility. I don't care about utility. I just want to keep making jokes and memes about this anti mascot that by all rights no one should ever consider him or put money into him or celebrate him. It makes me laugh and it makes me happy that is happening for my bald baby.
Yeah, most definitely. One idea that I thought about is like, what if Growth created its own marketplace and he started soliciting all these different tools and whatnot that he's curated. You're an incredible artist. We've seen it with your Creech collections. We've seen it with Creech isn't bad. Creech is unique, and I think art can be comprehensible in any sort of aspect. Art is very
Well,
diverse.
I was talking about this today, and I originally created Grelf to sell Creets. He was supposed to be the anti-mascot, the anti-spokesman. Like, who would be the worst person to sell you a car? This guy.
He talks weird. He doesn't say words correctly like cryptocurrencies.
He's just not who you want, and I think that's very funny. But a lot of people don't even know about my creeds. I was really passionate about them. I still
Yeah,
am passionate
sure.
about them, but he's completely overshadowed them. If I could choose to be known for something, it definitely would have been the creeds. But I do also think it's very funny that people know me as the Grelf guy because it just makes no sense. It just makes no sense that he would be like the number one meme coin on Hedera. And if my dream is to really cement that he's the flagship meme coin of Hedera so that they have to start putting him in things, that's the dream. And
You're
just
working
just
on it.
spreading just spreading. It's interesting that you bring up marketplace stuff. A recent development with Grelf is that Syntax is going to be integrating the Grelf token into their marketplace in the coming weeks. I think in a week or so, which is really good for me because I have a lot of NFTs I want to offload, and I'm just going to list those below floor for Grelf and just get some more Grelf, baby. So I'm excited about that
That's
personally. Uh, that's really cool. They didn't tell me about that until a day before the announcement came out. So it wasn't me wheeling and dealing. I was very surprised that they did that, but it's very
surprise.
cool.
Makes sense. I know you already mentioned to me that you've been in talks with the foundation a lot more recently with Grouse popularity continuing to grow.
Yeah, they've been cool. They've included me in some memes and stuff. Today, the HBAR Foundation tweeted out like a short interview clip I did with Brandon, the HBAR Bull. They've been very cool. It probably does help that I am doxxed. I've been around for a long time. It wasn't hard for me to decide to dox for Grelf because I was already doxed before Grelf, and I had like my own little podcast for a while, so people already knew what I looked like. Grelf helped me get a job in the crypto industry, so it's fine. But yeah, they've been very, very cool and open, and which, considering how good old Gerber the Gruff looks, it's always strange when people are like, "Hey, yeah, no, that's cool. Anyway," and they like move on from it. I'm like, look at him. Hey, hold on. I miss the visceral. People used to get angry um, at me. They used to tell me that Gruff's destroying my brand, which kind of turns out, as far as the Creed's brand, he did, just in a way that people didn't expect. He's overshadowed them, but people used to get mad at me for putting him in videos. They used to get mad seeing him, and now everybody's like, yeah. Anyway, let's talk about what you're doing in the future. I'm like, guys, it's just really weird. It's just really weird.
Almost like it's harassment because they missed the boat to an extent. It's like they're so pissed that they just want to come at you and try to figure out whatever they possibly can to more or less just pick on you in a way. Just trying to find ways to flaw your system, and your system's unbreakable to an extent. It's just growth. There's no way around it. He's who he is. It's Gilbert the Growth. You like it or not. If you don't like it, don't follow you. That's it. It's that easy. You don't have to see growth. You choose to see him because he's swarmed on your timeline by all your other following friends. That's it. What I want to know now, it's, will there be growth babies?
There will not be a baby Grelf. Okay. Lots of people are like, make baby Grelf, especially people want me to have a larger supply. I'm not gonna make another meme coin. Okay.
I wasn't
It's
thinking
not
meme
happening.
coins. I was just thinking addition to the storyline, more or less.
Oh, there is something that we've been playing around with called Grelflings. There's a little emoji
Oh,
in my
yeah.
Discord of Grelf running, and people have been making lots of memes with them. And I'm probably gonna like when the Hashnal stuff's live, I'm probably gonna inscribe some Grelflings onto the Hashgraph. Someone made a really funny meme with them like running around the Hashgraph. So I guess Grelflings exist. I just think that's funny. I don't
Yeah.
really know how to fit that into the lore.
Or
I
just
don't really
pooped him out
want
one
to
day.
see what his baby would look like. I don't want to will that into my own mind. So I'll have to
Yikes.
think about it.
Considering, I will also want to mention what you're doing right now with Gilbert's face and how he's moving his face, and actually, it looks like he's actually speaking. That is
Right?
very amusing to the eye, and it really just plays into the character a lot more, and it just shows like it almost makes him like a real person to an extent. It looks
He
like
is
he's
to me.
real.
He is to me. I was walking outside like a week or two ago, and I just started talking in Grelf voice to myself, and I was like, okay, this is getting out of hand. Like outside in public, I was like, okay, of course I do it all the time by myself, but
Yeah.
outside in public, that's too much. Yeah, I've wanted to do the mouth thing for a long time. It's hard to, he's a very realistic image, so it's hard to manipulate him. Another reason people are like, oh, this will never make it. You can't like easily move assets around. So I came up with that solution to have him actually be able to speak. Previously in videos, it was just like he would talk like this where you couldn't see his mouth. And I just love how creepy it looks. I just love how it just looks wrong. Definitely, probably the biggest plus to Grelf as a meme coin is that I can be the character. What people talk about the most and say they like the most is like when I jump onto random Twitter spaces and terrorize people and make weird jokes and stuff, which I like doing already. So that people see that as a value to the project is gratifying.
That's a strong utility.
I don't know what utility means anymore.
Neither do I. It's such a vague word, and people just throw it around. It's like it's freaking coins in Mario nowadays. I don't know, but what I do know is you could definitely utilize growth with some AI. As AI continues to evolve, you could maybe make some sort of cinematic movie or scene utilizing growth's face pegged to some other person's body, and actually create this thing where growth looks like an actual human being experiencing events that are typical events that we all experience in some way. Like he could be riding a bike someday, and it looks like, rather than those GIF makers that you can just throw a face on it, it actually looks like it's a real Gilbert the Growth. I bet AI will get to that point where you actually can utilize that.
Yeah, yeah. I like to do custom gifs. If I'm gonna make a meme, I like to do it custom. Yeah, it does bother me like people who just like pay for those like meme subscriptions,
Yeah.
and then it's just like, oh, put the JPEG of the head, and we'll throw it on some random heads of some random clips of some random movies in our library. It's soulless to be honest. Obviously, it's really easy, which makes it not as fun, but a lot of the clips they use are just like pretty out of context.
Yeah.
Like I think someone once did that with Grelf for me. Oh, look, I got 100 gifts for you. Guess how many of those gifts I still use?
0.
Not just none of them, because they're just not funny. You can tell they weren't made with heart. I guess I'm just going to become like a meme purist now.
When I was back in 2022, I was working in the meme mines, man. It was
Yikes.
different. It was up and down loading. Okay, It's all instantaneous now. But we had to upload back then.
Killing me. You're a real actor. You ever go to acting school? Or is it
I've done voice acting. I used to do audiobooks. They've become it's very intensive, so it's hard to. If you search my name, Jake Hunsbusher, you can see a few of the books I've done. I was finally getting good at the editing and mastering section of it when I stopped, which is a little annoying. But yeah, I still do the saucer swap tutorial videos and other stuff. I really like voice acting. I didn't go to acting school. I do have a master's of fine arts in dramatic media, which is it's in theater. That my concentration is dramatic media. So not acting, but it's something that's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it is fun, and it doesn't take much to do it. At the end of the day, anybody can act or just play a persona of some sort, and it's more or less breaking the boundary between reality to an extent, I'd say. It makes you feel like you're in some other realm whenever you're portraying something else that you may not actually be. But it can be fun.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, it's definitely fun.
Yeah. What I just thought of while you're going on about that is what if Growth created a game show? And the prize was like not necessarily a million grelf, but like 1,000 grelf, or you make it whatever you please. But a game show wouldn't be bad because then you could do the same concept of the face and your mouth moving and the eyes blinking, and then whoever wants to participate can participate.
It's not a bad idea actually, because then people would care since there's a financial payoff. That's fun. That's a good idea. That's something I have to think about. Even if I didn't want to do the animation thing, maybe we could eventually do that. You could just do it on a Twitter space and people
Yeah,
probably have a fun time. Yeah, no,
definitely.
I'll think about that. It's a good idea. He
I,
would be a horrible host, but I guess that's the point.
exactly. It's the comedy that comes with it. That's awesome. Well, I'm glad I gave you a new idea. I want to know now to really close things out and make it full circle. Where do you expect things to be by the end of the year? Which obviously it's a meme coin. There's no necessary monetary gain in sight or utility, quote unquote. There's no utility. Don't worry. This is
Gary,
just a joke.
stay away, Gary. Look,
Yeah.
he's bald too, okay, Gary? He's bald too.
Wait, is Gilbert a rendition of what Gary could be in elf form?
Oh, I didn't even know who Gary Gensler was when I created him.
Well,
Unfortunately.
then I guess it might just be Gary Gensler's third cousin of his
They
uncle's
must be related.
grandpa's
They look too
aunt's
similar.
dad. Yeah, nice. I
Let me
think
see if I can
yeah.
answer it. Let me see if I can answer this question. Where's Grelf going to be by the end of the year? What I would want to say if I was a boring guest, I would want to say, I don't know, because that would be the truth. However, since I'm not a boring guest, I am going to say something that is a real definitive answer, something that's never happened on any crypto podcast ever in the world. So this is a world first. Somebody's
First of
going to
its
give it
kind.
a specific number, and that number is 4. Now, is he talking about $4? Is he talking about $400? Is he talking about 4,000? I don't know.
I was thinking 4 cents.
Maybe 4 cents. We'll go down. Maybe 4 fractions of a cent. But I'll say 4.
Four is more.
4 is more than
That's how
1.
many growlings that Growth will be making today. Four
Oh my
more.
god.
Add to the rendition. You'll see me spamming 4 little Growth minifigs after this show in the Discord.
I'm going to have to find out how to incorporate the Growlings. Whatever I come up with is going to be disgusting. I can't even trust myself. Oh,
You're amazing, Warlock. Any closing thoughts? It's been a pleasure just to sit down and speak to you man to man, just talk it out. I enjoy these things.
closing thoughts. This is something that I would want to convey to anybody who's interested in growth, who is following the project, whether it's a negative interest or a positive interest. This is what I would want to convey. I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best. That's all I can really say at the end of the day. I am trying my best.
You're doing a great job. I'll tell you that from the bottom of my heart. I mean it too. I think you're killing it. I think you're growing the ecosystem. I think you're actually onboarding a lot more users than most people are in this ecosystem. And it's not necessarily you can't necessarily quantifiably grasp how many users you're onboarding through growth, but based off of all the action that you're receiving, it seems as if we're starting to see a lot more eyes and attention, not necessarily just on growth, but just the whole entire HBAR ecosystem as a whole. So, thank you for existing in our ecosystem. Thank you for being an H barbarian, and at the end of the day, thank you for being you, Warlock.
Well, thank you for having me be here and be myself.
Remember our old intros? Whenever me and Corbin at the end of it, we'd be like, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Alt Kings podcast, and we'd take off our hats and throw them at the camera, and Corbin would have that Japanese something like
So you
that.
got rid of that, is what you're saying.
I wanted to recreate that, but I'm not as good as Corbin when it comes to editing, so I'm
You
not gonna
can
do it.
still
I just
throw
wanted to
that.
highlight it. What was that? Right. And I'm gonna break the camera. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Alt Kings podcast, and we will see you all next episode. Peace. Explosion. I'm dead. Growth to the moon. Not financial advice. See you next episode.
Ready to transform your learning experience? Step into the future with the Learn to Earn platform on Hedera. Choose how you learn. Academic books in hard copy or NFT form. That's right, NFTs. Whether you prefer the traditional feel or a digital interactive journey, the choice is yours. Dive into the NFT, not just for the book, but for all the tools you need for success. Download the book, access tests, all within a seamless, immersive interface. Forget traditional logins. Simply scan the QR code, connect to our platform, and start your Learn to Earn journey. Pass your tests and watch your success turn into real rewards with Gcoin, our exclusive digital currency. Imagine learning at your own pace, acing exams, and reaping tangible benefits. It's not just education, it's a transformative journey towards success. Join the future of learning at gilmore-estates.net. Scan, learn, earn. It's that simple, and it's revolutionary.